It's time for Side Scrollers on YouTube.com. With me, Stuttering Craig. You got a goal? Go get it. Adam Krigler.
Hey, buddy.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
Hi, guys.
Co-hosted with some of the most talented friends from around the internet. And brought to you by you, the G2 community, at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. Side Scrollers. Good to see everybody. Thanks so much for finding us wherever you're tuning in, whether it's twitch.tv/StutteringCraig, youtube.com/@SideScrollers Podcast, or Spotify or iHeartRadio. Appreciate you guys listening to the audio version of the show. Giving us 5 stars, and of course, watching over on YouTube, the giant thumbs up, and letting us know how we're doing in the comments, because we got a great show today. It's spectacular, if I do say so myself. The run sheet is good. The guest is phenomenal. But first and foremost, we must introduce the king, the godson himself, coming straight from the sewers. Producer extraordinaire is Travis Keys. Hello, Travis. How are you?
Doing all right. Woke up at like 8 in the morning, but besides that, I actually slept more than 3 hours last night. So, hey, it's a good day.
Look at that. Always on the edge of insanity with the amount of sleep that you get. You know, just teetering there at all times. And I love it. So,
had to put on a shirt real quick when you started. I'm like, wait, I'm wearing white.
you had to put on a shirt.
Yeah, well,
listen, Travis, I'm saying right now.
This one.
I'll tell you this right now, Travis. We should have no shirt Friday, and just you and I, not Adam. Adam will make us all look like horrible, and Blabs will need to wear a shirt. Okay, that was a bad idea to start with. Either way, hey, let's bring in Adam Krigler. Let's go.
Oh, that was good. That was funny. You caught me in the middle of a laugh. Yeah, great idea, Craig. Just keep going though. You know, the best ideas
full of them, baby.
In the middle of a lot of bad ideas. So
yeah, absolutely.
You gotta get the bad ideas out of the way. Good job.
My idea is just keep throwing them against the wall. Keep throwing them against the wall, and sometimes some of them will stick, some of them will fall. You know, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad ideas, the assassin from Guam. It's Blabs. Hello.
Yeah, I will be closed every day. Every day. It's a closed thing. Thank you very much.
We have a guarantee that Blabs will indeed be clothed. Congratulations. Love it. Also joining us for the first time today, the maestro of mayhem. It is DDayCobra, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. How are you, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Watching Craig actively in real time regret that shirt off idea is some of the best stuff ever. Like, he's just like, this is a really bad idea. Like,
man, it happens every day.
It reminded me of Step Brothers when he runs in there and he goes, why'd you let us do that with the bunk bed? That was a terrible idea. It's everywhere.
It's not like that's my brain. That's my brain. It's just that's a good idea. No, it's not. That's a good idea. No, it's not. That's a horrible idea. Yes, it is. You know, it's pretty consistent.
In the 2 weeks of being on this show, I've learned that Craig once tried to sell human testicles to Africa, and his daughter thinks he's a monster. It's a wide range. It's good. A lot of things.
For the record, I would just like to justify. I did not try to sell human testicles to Africa.
You suggested it.
He suggested the idea.
I suggested volunteering.
He was trying to solve world hunger. Okay.
Yes.
Listen.
Children
For
are starving
charity,
now.
right?
Do I need to go through this again? If you like for me to go,
every chance I have, Craig, chance I will bring that up.
If there's an opportunity to solve world hunger, and it's through a non-traditional means, they're trying to get everybody to eat bugs right now. All right, they're already eating horse testicles.
Hold on.
Why not just
wait a minute?
Ship over?
Hold on. Whoa! Are you saying that you would prefer eating human testicles over bugs?
No. But some people
may. What it sounded like.
No, what I'm saying is that
balls and we got bugs. Pick your bees.
I'm just saying that there's some people who are already eating cow balls, right? And why is this such a stretch for people? I don't understand. Why is it?
Stop trying to justify it.
I can see where the motivation is. I can at least see
Jeremy
where the
wants to be
motivation
bold.
is
No!
from.
Listen,
I can
Jeremy!
see where he's coming from. Look, man's got to make some money. Sees an opportunity in the market. Okay, so you know.
So wait, now he's trying to sell them too?
Oh, Jimmy, I'm giving him away.
Hey man, I need some help here.
This is getting worse.
We're gonna open a business. Craig jar of testicles. There we go.
Yes.
This is-
Oh my gosh. No.
And somehow, I think we can get Drunk 3PO involved in this scenario in some way, shape, or
But
form.
don't throw him under the bus. I got you, Jay. No.
We're on fire today. I love it. Hey, speaking of on fire, For the Emperor came in with the $4.99 super chat to get us going today. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. And we got a lot of folks from the Snake Pit popping in today, which is great.
Yes, my boys, my girls. Hell yeah. What's up, everybody? Good to see everybody in the chat.
Well, fill everybody
Except
in
for
who's
Dan
not.
Bass. Except for
He
Dan
wants a dozen
Bass.
balls.
Oh, there's Dan.
Yeah, it's
Shout
not
out
good
to
see
Dan
him.
Bask. I got you,
No,
Dan.
no, he's a terrible person. I don't know why your mods haven't
Our
already banned
favorite
him.
Outback enjoyer.
Dan's calling for a dozen balls. Like that's very
Brazilian?
yeah, right.
Do they eat balls down there? I don't know.
The Brazilian steakhouses. You never know what kind of meat you're going to get down there. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Is it fast food? I don't know.
Well, me and Dan, like,
Balls.
so every time Dan shows up in my chat, I tell the mods to ban him. And now people think that there's like a real problem. Me and Dan are like, is everything okay with Geeks and Gamers and Dan? I thought they were cool. And it's just so the other day I called Dan, as I'd messaged him earlier today. I said, hey, I need to call you and run a couple things by you. He goes, yeah, no problem. I'm free all day. So I called him, but I don't know. He seemed distracted. But he was playing a game. So I was like, oh, are you live? He goes, no, I'm not live. If I was live, I'd be calling you a lot of names right now. What's up? You know?
That's great. I love it. Love it. See, we already have ideas coming in. This is great. Ideas for my new ball business. It's
Bad
like
idea.
Extra Zero says, call it Chef Boyar Craig. I mean,
Hey,
it's
I like-
straightforward, to the point. People get it.
Okay.
Saying.
We're getting there.
good marketing.
I
Good
think
Is
we
that
can
the
do
one with
better.
Meatballs?
It was good.
I do think that it's a good start. It's a good starting point. It's a good starting point to work off. And I'm sure somebody will Photoshop my face on a Chef Boyardee,
Make
And
it
rapper
happen.
or
nothing
something.
else, I
So
hope.
Legion of
Oh.
memers are out there. They'll take care of you.
The other day, Craig bit into a piece of paper. All right.
This is true.
Now I want
He
him
still has
biting.
it.
Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to see it. I thought of something, but yeah, that I was gonna say something, but I would have regretted saying it.
no,
out
no, no,
loud.
Adam. What were you gonna say? What was I gonna be biting into, Adam?
Oh.
Tell me more, and do us a favor, and please tell us all on full
No,
screen.
a
What would I be
meatball,
biting
a
into?
meatball.
Oh, a meatball. Okay.
Yeah,
Swedish
meatball.
meatball
That's
from
what I was
IKEA.
gonna say.
Okay. All right. Sounds
Those are good, by the way.
They're amazing.
Sand.
I love them.
Don't diss
My-
Swedish meatballs.
My brain is rolling right now. I got some good ideas
Oh,
for a
God.
potential side business. I'm gonna open up a Mr. Beast style meatball restaurant.
Let's go. Let's go.
Saving Africa
Down.
one day at a time.
That'll be the tagline. Saving Africa, but it'll only be sold in America. That's
Saving Africa one ball at a time. Oh gosh,
That's super
Oh, man.
chat, man. Oh,
so
geez.
bad.
side scrotum. Let's go.
There, that's good. That's
That's a good
good.
one. That's a good one.
Gross, but
Oh.
funny.
Jeremy, fill us in, man. Tell everybody who you are, why you're so fun, and why everybody should like you or hate you.
Yeah, I'd say fun, not so much. There's a lot of people that hate me, but yeah, my name is Jeremy. I go by DDayCobra online. That's always with my gamer tag. Back in the Modern Warfare 1 and 2 days is when that gamer tag was created, and just ran with it as an online name. But I'm the creator of Geeks and Gamers. I'm the owner of Geeks and Gamers. We do a lot of different things in terms of covering the culture war, covering video games, covering movies. Have 10 different YouTube channels, and pretty outspoken about things going on in Hollywood and the entertainment industry. And I'm just happy to be here on Side Scrollers. First time I've ever met Blabs. Never spoken with this person a day in my life. I'm slightly annoyed already, but hey, the show is young. Maybe it'll get better. But no, it's cool to be here. And yeah, it's just it's a wild world we're in with this YouTube thing. There's so much opportunity on YouTube for whatever type of coverage of anything you want to get into. There's a market out there for it, and that's why I never get jealous of any other platform on YouTube because it's big enough for all of us, man. This thing is YouTube is a crazy system, and I don't even think YouTube knows how it works because I certainly don't. But it's fun trying to figure it out. Having been in like YouTube, I've been to the YouTube like literal meetings of like, this is what you should be doing as a creator. I've been in those before, and you ask them questions like, but what about this? And they go, like, legitimately, they have no idea what's happening on their platform. They have no idea how it works. I think the algorithm is so far beyond what they thought, and it's like it's learning and changing on the fly. it's insane.
Haven't they proven that over the years?
Yeah, I mean, I uploaded a video to my DDayCobra channel like 2 days ago. I got like 20,000 views in 21 hours. I was, okay, it's good. Happy. Yesterday, from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, it got 230,000 views. After being up for 21 hours, would get 20,000 views. Then it got within a 12-hour period, it got 230,000 views. And I'm like, how? Yeah. What did I do differently? I didn't do. It's just a normal video that I covered. And why did it hit this spike? And I'm trying to look at the analytics and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going to make the same video again just to see what happens because that's what YouTube is. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me at all.
Well, what was the video about?
Elon Musk and some of the political stuff going on that I don't want to get into. But so it's Elon Musk's response on Twitter about something. And like I said, usually us as YouTubers, we obsess over our numbers. And so, you can tell within the first hour or two of a video, oh, that video's tracking really well. It's good. This one was like, meh, like 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 for like 21 hours. And then suddenly it just skyrockets and hits another stratosphere. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. And I can't recreate it. So it just sends you for a loop. And YouTube intentionally put that 1 out of 10 thing there to make you chase numbers. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it drives me crazy.
I'm thinking maybe they could have blackballed one until somebody approved it. You know what I'm saying? And so it wasn't getting pushed as normal videos would.
It's wild. I have no idea. When I think I have a good video, it's usually terrible and nobody watches it. And then I make a terrible video and everybody watches it. I'm like, what? How? The more effort I put into videos, the worse they perform. That's
generally how it is. The more time you spend, yes, for sure. That you need to throw some shit against the wall, and that's why I love thinking like I do, of just throwing out all sorts of bad ideas like Craig's ball shop. It'll be genius, right, Adam?
There's Craig's balls against the wall. Balls to the wall, great.
Look at how happy Adam is right now. Just look at how happy he's so happy.
What?
I'm still mad that Adam just never wanted to play Call of Duty with me ever. Like he just abandoned me.
Bullshit.
I mean, it hurt me. It hurt me.
You started playing Fortnite.
Down to my heart and soul. Okay.
I asked you to play Call of Duty with me, and you rejected me for like a year now.
Okay, first of all, I've been playing Call of Duty longer than you knew what Harry Potter was, Blabs. Okay, so back up. Okay,
excuse me. Sorry.
Okay. All right. I come from the old school, the real Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. The real Modern Warfare 2 lobbies.
I was
the real
2000.
Jeremy can't handle my skills in Call of Duty. Okay,
he's Call of Duty just for fun, shits and giggles.
I would love to play Call of Duty with y'all.
I would love to shit all over Jeremy in Call of Duty.
Please do.
We should do a private lobby on Modern Warfare 2, the new Modern Warfare 2. Because here's the problem with people on my Geeks and Gamers team. They all just go, I don't have it downloaded because it's too much storage. What? Buy the storage. Buy the storage. But that's okay. But no, seriously, I was one of the 8 people that actually enjoyed Vanguard, Call of Duty Vanguard. There's only 8 of us on the internet because everybody else hated that game.
Well, I got the game. I played with you once, and then you stopped playing. And then you got me Splatoon. I started leveling up my character, and you guys all stopped playing that. And it's like, what do I have to do around here to play some Geeks and Gamers, guys?
I know.
Well, I can tell you what we certainly won't be playing, and that's Apex, because everybody here hates Apex except for me. So, but
I thought Blabs liked Apex.
Yeah, I'm back to playing it. I'm getting my ass whooped. I haven't played in ages.
Me and you will run together, and then I'll be incredibly upset at you how much you suck, and that'll make me look like the asshole. It'll be good. So, consistently.
Everyone yells at Blabs Day. It's fine. What else?
Hey, look at this. Evan came in with the $50 super chat. Says, love the show. Love the guest as always. Jeremy, awesome to see you on Side Scrollers. Cheers, Craig, man. Tender Travis, Rad Nailer, and Bubbly Blabs. Hashtag Blabs never lost. There we go. Love it.
Okay, hold on. I have to show him why I'm known as the. Oh shit, my headset.
Oh, please.
Has it with him.
So it was my birthday on Tuesday, and my wife got me this nail gun. It's technically a Brad Nailer. It says Brad Nailer here, but I got rid of the B, so now it's a Rad Nailer.
Show everybody the Rad Nailer. Nice. Oh, easy. Just relax.
It's not loaded, right?
No, and there's no battery either, but it's got a compressor in there.
Again.
You don't need a compressor. I love it. I've been wanting this thing for like 2 years, probably.
It's funny. After you had that in that stream, my fence got blown down, and I thought, I need a fucking nail gun.
I think I'm a little far to help you.
We got we've had what an intro to the show, an incredibly long intro. But if you guys are new to the show, make sure you guys go over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. You can watch the post show we do every single day, as well as make sure you guys find us over on Spotify and iHeartRadio. Make sure you give us a thumbs up on YouTube, and of course review us if you guys wouldn't mind in the comment section on YouTube, and of course over on Spotify and iHeartRadio as well. Merch is available to all. The Side Scrollers merchandise has been flying off the shelves. Jeremy, what you want purple or you want red Side Scrollers merchandise?
Red.
You got it. Okay, I'll get you some.
Right, so send him the purple then.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I knew Adam was gonna say that.
Tomorrow is Mario Day, March 10th. So I have a request of all my fine co-hosts here. I would like everybody to bring in your top 3 Mario games that's inspired by yesterday's Side Scrollers feud question to finish up the show. So everybody can bring in their. I didn't cheat.
It's a total cheat. That was a scam. It was a lie, and I could have won, maybe.
Jeremy, imagine this. All right, imagine this, Jeremy. All right, someone in your audience says, "Hey, I made this whole game show. All right, that for you and the rest of the Geeks and Gamers people to play, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, "That's a great idea. Come on the show." Comes on the show, starts doing the show. It's fun. Family Feud, adds who's got the best, the top 5, whatever. We get to Craig, right before the finals goes, oh yeah, last question, double points. The last question comes around. You know what it is?
What is it?
Craig's top 5 Mario games of all time. Which ones are they? Craig's.
Mm-hmm.
Literally his. It's his, like, he knows the answers. And he's over there like, oh, man, this was so long ago when I made this list. I'm not sure. Guess who won that game?
I can only imagine.
Hold on. Can we stop for a second?
No. You don't get to talk here.
We're not doing this conspiracy theory bullshit. We're not doing this, all right? We're not doing this.
I called Craig out on his list, and he didn't even know where he had Mario Galaxy, because he tried to tell me he had Mario Galaxy at 3, and I'm like, no, you had it at 7, which is very offensive to me. And
well, guess what?
He's done so many lists he can't remember.
That list, the whole list was offensive.
All right, so what I'm hearing is his integrity as a list maker is just gone.
He's in the shitter.
Listen, get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. Get the hell out of here. I'm not dealing with that bullshit. All right, listen, I am the preeminent list maker on the internet, have been for 17 fucking years, all right?
It's almost as bad as Drunk 3PO's list.
So you're
Listen,
like the dusty old moth of the internet, is that what you're like?
It's the dominator of the internet. All right. Look, hey, Zeltroid came in with the super chat. Says, Craig, when you played Mario Kart with us again? I'm tired of beating Jeremy alone. You deserve the thrill too. No, I don't. I'm horrible at Mario Kart, which is once again why we're going to create the B Team 150cc journalist entry. To where
Craig talked about this. Yep.
We're going to create the 150cc version of the Geeks and Gamers Mario Kart 8, which, by the way, new DLC. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yes.
The 150cc version of the Mario Kart 8 circuit, and so where I can actually compete, because God knows I can't compete with the 200cc crew. So Zeltroid, I appreciate that. That's crazy. And Crazy
tomorrow.
Team. What's that?
We should practice tomorrow. Should play.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it tomorrow. Sounds good. Let's do it. In addition to your top 3 Mario games, we'll do that.
Play.
Crazy T says, Adam, I swear you're hilarious.
Thank you.
He swears.
Thank you.
I swear.
Swears it.
And
No one else
Captain
can
Agent,
see it, but no, I'm just
Captain
kidding.
Agent, my boy, broadcasting all the way from Los Angeles, California, bringing us the greatness of Super Mario World the other day, Super Nintendo World. Our G2 correspondent, gifting 10 memberships over on the channel. That is outstanding. Thank you guys. If you guys got gifted a membership, make sure you say thank you to Captain Agent. That's awesome. All right, let's get into it. Let's actually get into some news really quick. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for
Hard News.
There we go.
He's Bowser.
excellent. Well, I don't even know if I need to do an intro anymore. Are you kidding me? Like, there was an intro that was created and I have it, but
Oh, you have one?
Well, it was given by a G2 created one, but I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you, buddy. Well, I need to download it, but we'll get it. It's really good. It's good.
All right.
With that said, let's get into this thing. But before we get into the news, I do think it's important that we share some fun news from Geeks and Gamers, because you guys announced something the other day about this. You want to talk about this a little bit?
Oh!
Yeah. Meta PCs, Geeks and Gamers. We now have a deal worked out with them. They have hooked us up at Geeks and Gamers headquarters. They've sent us some units out here that's going to be really good for us to help us get rolling out here. Meta PCs has been around for a while. They've been working with Ryan Kennel for a while, and that was kind of a testing ground to know that they're not going to get offended by anything. So I needed to make sure that they weren't getting offended by anything. So working with Ryan is kind of the standard. But we just announced this yesterday. So if you are in the market for a PC of any kind, please consider going over to our landing page over on Meta PCs and looking at that Geeks and Gamers unit. There's special wraps over there. Meta PCs makes great equipment. This is the first sponsorship I've ever taken with Geeks and Gamers official sponsorship. And it's taken me a long time to take a first sponsorship, and I'm really excited about this. Use the code GEEKS if you're interested in that, whether that's today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, whatever. Please consider going over there and doing that. And shout out to Meta PCs. We appreciate them.
Yeah,
I love
Congratulations, buddy.
I love that you
put
put that Ryan as the standard. No.
Mhm.
Ryan, if they can accept Ryan, they can accept everyone else. In
Yes,
Geeks
yeah.
Gamers.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. It's just how it is.
Love it.
So.
He's like the base.
Congratulations, though. That's huge.
I love the
that's
green.
that's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, it looks great.
All right.
It looks great.
So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had their new DLC today, and the big news coming out of this is that there's space on the menu for potentially five new characters on this. Have you guys seen this? Have you heard this? This is big
Yes.
news.
Cool.
Yes, I'm excited about this.
So
That's
there's
one of my
also
favorite maps right there. I love that one.
what's that?
That one right
This
there.
one
I
right
forget what
here?
it's called. Yeah, they did like a
Maple
remake
Treeway.
of it.
Maple
Yeah.
Treeway. It's originally a Wii map that they
Mhm.
remastered for
I love
8 Deluxe.
It's pretty good outside of going 200cc and falling off all the sides. It's,
We'll just get
it's
good.
all right. I'm having a hard time getting good at anything, Blabs.
Vlad, you
Even
can do that a
podcasting.
little louder, actually. I don't think he really heard you.
You
What's
need
that?
to get good.
Thank you.
Blabs,
Get good.
Thank you.
Hey,
you need to shut your mouth.
when
all
you
right?
get this when you get this much gray on your head and face, it's hard to learn.
Stop using
I don't have the
excuses. All right, Trav, no excuses.
So here it is right here. You got the 5 question marks on the side. And this is interesting because if you recall, you probably don't recall this, but in Super Mario Maker, they had some blank spots available as well. And a lot of people speculated that I want to pull that up, but just as reference. But there was a spot on Super Mario Maker on the screen after they added a big DLC update. They had the Super Mario World setup, the regular Mario 3 setup, the regular Mario World setup, and then there was like a blank spot. Everybody assumed that they were going to add areas for Super Mario 2 aesthetic as well in that, and Nintendo never did. So I'm wondering if they do that with this right here. They put the question marks down, but you wonder if they're truly going to add to the question marks, or maybe I'm just being a total skeptic here.
I'm pretty sure they will. They know, like with that template. I mean, you're obviously, you're opening the conversation up, and we've seen them kind of do something similar to that before in Mario Kart. So I definitely think that that's going to happen. It's almost like with the DLC that they already have. You have question marks for the future waves that are going to come out in place of it, that are placeholders. So I feel like we're definitely going to get more characters for sure.
When did Mario Maker come out, Craig?
The first one came out on the Wii U. The second one came out on the Switch. But it's essentially like there's some people that are still playing it, but it's long past the idea of support.
I feel like Mario Kart is one of their main games that people play on Switch right now. Would you say, Jeremy?
It's the best selling game. Yeah, it's the best selling game on the system.
Nintendo knows that. These question marks will be characters for sure. It's the main game. It's the main game.
I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe may be, this may sound absolutely insane, but I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe may be the best straight up video game out right now. Like it's just a fun way to escape reality. When you think of a lot of people think of video games as this experience. I think Mario Kart 8 is just a fun escape. It's just a fun game to play. And escape for 10 minutes at a time. And it's fun, it's colorful, it's bright, it has characters, and it's competitive. Like it's phenomenal. It's great. I love it. So.
No, I tend to, everybody knows I'm a huge Mario Kart fan. And while Double Dash, I still say is the best Mario Kart game objectively from a competitive standpoint, if you're good at Mario Kart, normies can't touch me in that game, but they can beat me all day long in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because it's designed for people like Blabs to win the race, even though they're not good. So exactly, so it's designed for that.
Don't let him talk shit like that.
I'm used to it. I just don't care. It's over my head.
Okay, fine then. It's designed for losers like Craig to beat me. Okay,
yeah, and you're Craig all day long.
He still can't do it.
He still can't do it.
No,
but
I can accept.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a game that is truly phenomenal because Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U, which is a failed Nintendo system. Even though I love the system, it was a complete and total failure. Mario Kart 8 was the best-selling game on the Wii U at the time. It was insane. The install base for the Wii U, it was like 60% of Wii U owners owned Mario Kart 8. Wow. And then when Nintendo came out with Switch, they brought Mario Kart 8 Deluxe out, which essentially was included Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U with the DLC already included. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had that. And you're like, okay, well, this is just temporary. They're just going to bring a Mario, because every mainline system has had since the Super Nintendo has had an original Mario Kart game. So the Switch being the best-selling console ever for Nintendo, you would think they would have an official Mario Kart game. So when that game came out, they're like, okay, this is going to hold us over for a year or two until the real Mario Kart 9 comes out. And it never came out, and they kept updating it. And the game never stopped selling. And it's now the best-selling game on the Switch, and it is the standard for Nintendo as a company because whether it's a DS, 3DS, the Wii U, the Wii, the Switch, Mario Kart is almost always their bestseller.
It's amazing. Go ahead.
I'm realizing that there's a lot of different ways to make games, and the way you said that, everyone's waiting for Mario Kart 9, but they just kept updating Mario Kart 8, and I think that's great. I love that. Like Destiny 2, it has its issues, but they've extended it for 2 more years. I've been playing the same character. In fact, I actually have the same character I started in Destiny 1. I'm using the same one in Destiny 2. It carried everything over. So there's something about that. Instead of having to get a new game, a new Call of Duty every year, getting a new Madden, new everything, instead they're focusing on, let's just keep putting new stuff in there. Do you like this, or do you prefer?
Hell yes.
You do. You like just keep making the game better, adding more and more stuff.
Yeah.
Like that?
To your point about Call of Duty, it's kind of why I'm so I've been checked out on Call of Duty since Black Ops 2. And of course, I did. Well, no, yeah. So it came back with Modern Warfare 2019 is when I kind of got pulled back into Call of Duty. But still, the annualized releases, I think, are very watered down, and it's very boring and lazy, and they just kind of reskin stuff. Now you have different developers working Call of Duty, but it's still, even like the Madden element, it's just the annualized stuff, I think, is crap. And that's why Nintendo has staying power with whether it's Smash Bros, Could they annualize Smash Bros. And Mario Kart? Yes. They could release a version every year and it would sell 10 million copies every year. But they don't. They just build and build and build and make it better. And I like that. I like that template a lot more than an annualized release.
There is something
I
to be
100%
said about
agree.
the size of the games. You know, that like there was a huge like pushback in the community when Destiny added a whole bunch of new stuff, but in order to do that, they had to like sunset a bunch of like original content because the game was getting so massive. The new DLC that just came out last week is 82 gigs. And they didn't get rid of anything. It's all just new content. And the game, I don't even know how big the actual game is now. But that's the one issue. It's like you were talking about, oh, no one's got space for Vanguard. But if they were to be able to just keep adding more and more, it's just going to take up more and more space. And then people are going to start complaining. Well, you can never make everyone happy, but I do see that as an issue.
Does it reach a point with the DLC content that it basically becomes a new game, or it's too large, like you said, that you really just can't do it anymore? What is that point? You know what I mean?
Well, so I think Mario Kart 8 is like a great example of that. To where when you had the initial release of Mario Kart 8, it was you had, I don't know what, 24 tracks, something along those lines, however many it was. And since then, that with the expansion, they've taken, as opposed to releasing a Mario Kart 9, what they've done is essentially doubled the game that you were going to receive from in Mario Kart 8.
They've almost tripled it at this point. They've almost tripled it.
It's giant, and the way they've sold it has been really, really smart. They've sold it with the idea of it almost has a value add for their expansion plus on the Switch, whatever subscription service, or you could buy it as a standalone thing. I think Nintendo's been really, really smart with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And I think as we continue this conversation, right, I think the crazy thing about it is there's so many different ways to do business in the gaming world. There's the free-to-play model. There's the annual release model. There's the way that Mario Kart 8 has handled it, where it's more of a quality with quantity type of thing, but you have a base product, and we're going to continue to add value by upselling you. And there's no real right way to do it. I think that's probably the most fascinating thing about it is there's so many different ways to sell a video game nowadays, as opposed to like when we were growing up, it was here's the game and this is what you get, and then you're done.
Well, and if you think about it, the base of the game, it's probably more cost effective that way, right? Because they don't have to go through and remake the base of the game anymore,
Sure.
Or fix bugs or hold servers up. Like the online gaming holding servers, like I can't imagine how much work that goes into that. I mean, Bungie's getting shit because their servers actually went down yesterday, and there's a new raid coming tomorrow, and people are like, great, how's it going to be tomorrow? And this being yesterday, on Friday, when the raid comes out, like, great. Everyone's going to be trying to do this, so the servers are probably going to bomb.
Well, I do consider Mario Kart 8 Deluxe a fundamentally different game at this point than Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Based on what Travis was asking, I do consider Mario Kart 8 essentially Mario Kart 9 at this point. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is Mario Kart 9. They added the situation with the 2 items to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe versus if you go back and play the Mario Kart 8 on Wii U, you're going to get a massively different experience with maps, with characters now, with added stuff, even little gameplay tweaks that they've done. So with the amount of content they've added, I think it just feels like an entirely new game, different game.
Right. And I mean, you're right. You're 100% right. If you were to go back and play it, it feels totally different, which is, it should evolve over time. And they've done a good job of that. Let's go back to this really quick. Who would you like to see here? Because Super Nate says they got to add my boy Sonic, which would be interesting for them to add, because Sonic has been in Sonic. They had Sonic Superstar Racers or whatever it was called a few years ago.
Transformed was really good. That was a really good game.
It was a very good game. But who would you guys like to see? I guess primarily Nintendo characters, but I'm sure there'd be some sort of, that Nintendo has shown they're not afraid to pull in third parties, with Smash. So
yeah, I mean, Link's in it. Link's in it. So Link's in it. So yeah, Kirby would be interesting one for sure. Obviously, the big, a lot of people are going to say Diddy Kong, which obviously having Diddy Kong in the game would be fantastic, and maybe that'll happen. I'm gonna go outside of the norm, but they kind of created this standard already when you brought Link into it. We need Samus. We need Samus.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome, and
it would create a lot of hype for the game too.
Yeah, and Captain Falcon would be awesome. You've already got enough F-Zero stuff in the game, so get Captain Falcon in there. Those would be my top 3 contenders right there.
You could have his Kart as the F-Zero.
It's in there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's already there. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think you're wrong about Samus, because if you look at what they've done with, they're obviously going to be building to Metroid Prime 4, they're slowly putting these little nuggets of Metroid still around. They did this with Remastered recently, and I'm sure they're going to release Remastered 2 and 3 in time, because people will be all about that. But then adding, I think if Samus is in it, Samus will be later, closer to the launch of a Prime 4. But I think that they certainly will. Maybe there's two more releases to this DLC, the big package, right? Is that right? We're on 4 of 6, so that'll be 6 months from now, most likely, when they release that. So I think she'll be a part of the last one, and that'll be coupled with some sort of synergistic effort to tie into Remastered for sure. I think Samus is a no-brainer. For sure.
It would be awesome if they do it. I mean, like I said, when they brought Link into it, they kind of went beyond the Mario universe and they opened up to the Nintendo universe. And there's a lot of speculation that the next Mario Kart could be called Nintendo Kart, which I think would be a massive mistake to move away from the name Mario Kart. But when I say Nintendo Kart, it's almost like the Smash Bros of Mario Kart, where you just bring, Solid Snake into it and all, which is cool. That would be fine. Don't call it Nintendo Kart. Mario Kart branding has to remain.
Right. It's so recognizable now that it would be like the idiocy of ideas.
Interesting. Star Fox would be interesting. The idea of this Space Command and Diddy, Captain Falcon would be great. I think all those are really great suggestions.
See Princess Zelda. Is she on there?
Zelda? No, Zelda's not in this one. Is she?
She could be.
I don't believe so. Princess Zelda is not a raceable character, and she makes sense. So let's just say Zelda, Samus, Captain Falcon, Diddy Kong, and I don't know, Gino from Mario RPG, because why not? Because why not? Hey, DDayCobra, I don't know if you knew this, but you were just gifted a sub over on the Twitch channel by GF Raptor fans. So isn't that level? Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And also coming in with these super chats is Backyard TARDIS says Nintendo has done the exact opposite with Splatoon, because each sequel feels like it could have just been DLC. So,
I agree with that.
Yeah, interesting to kind of see the different takes on things. So there you go. Interesting right there. All right, let's move on to our next story. That was fun to talk about. Have you guys been keeping track? We talked about this on our first episode, but have you guys been keeping track of the Sony and Microsoft stuff about Call of Duty? Have you been keeping track of this at all? Do you know what's going on with this?
A little bit.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been following it. I think it's funny. I mean, when you build your entire platform off of someone else's game, this is the problems you run into. This is why Nintendo will continue to be Nintendo. They don't rely upon third-party developers. They have their own IPs. This is why their systems sell. And so when you're in a situation, Sony has some great third-party games. So does Xbox. First-party games. They have their great first-party games, but they're not the needle movers. They rely on Call of Duty and these third-party games. So now you're in a situation where, Xbox is going to have all this control over it. And to watch them squirm right now is kind of funny, because PlayStation has always been kind of the standard of those two. PlayStation's been the needle mover of those two systems. And now you're relying upon one game. That's a problem for you.
So a little bit, the background here is that with the potential merger of Microsoft and Activision, the idea that since Activision owns Call of Duty, Sony is upset or concerned that Microsoft owning Call of Duty and Activision, Call of Duty via Activision, will create a monopoly for one of the most popular gaming brands and gaming franchises in the world, right? And this has gone even further now, and that Sony is worried. I can't even believe this is like a story today, but this is so 2023. Sony is worried Xbox will find ways to sabotage Call of Duty on the PlayStation. So they've gone in.
Well, all right, hold on. I have to just say, Sony, between you and me, I've had every single PlayStation. I love PlayStation. I like Xbox too. Don't get me wrong. I've had Xbox in the past, but I've always been like, I need to have the PlayStation. Make your own damn Call of Duty. Make a good shooting game that people will enjoy. Make a battle royale version inside of the game that you can take your character and go do some battle royale. That's what they want. Good gunplay. To hell, throw a good story in there, but good gunplay, good gameplay. That's what people want. It's not Call of Duty. All right. Competition is needed in this world. We're losing competition. Everyone just wants to take the easy road to money, to stardom, to fame, whatever the hell you want to put there. Everyone wants the easy way. I'm sick of it. All right. Make something good, and the gamers will unite around whatever that you do there. Please. I just had to say that. I had to get that off my chest.
If Nintendo didn't have a monopoly on gaming in the late 80s, then nobody would have a monopoly on gaming today. So, I mean, come on.
Yep.
Well,
I mean,
ahead,
there is some people out there, the guys that originally created Modern Warfare 1 and 2, and they went on to create a little game called Titanfall. Yeah.
Wouldn't you love it? Titanfall 3.
God, I would love it. I'd sell my Nintendo Switch right now if you've just went exclusive and gave me Titanfall on PlayStation 5. I'd get rid of all my Nintendo stuff. That's how much I love Titanfall. Not really, but I do love Titanfall. But Titanfall could be a competitor for them, or at least a system seller for them if they really invested the time and energy into it. But that's not going to happen.
I mean, you look at streamers like Dr. Disrespect, right? He's one of the biggest Call of Duty streamers, Modern Warfare 2, or Warzone. He's out there playing Warzone. He can't stand the game. There's so many things that he's calling out. He's like, I can't wait for something better. Now he's playing Apex and bounce around PUBG sometimes. But these games are there, and people are playing them because there isn't the better option right now. People want a better option so much. I mean, Dr. Disrespect's actually making his own game. He's actually working on something that he wants. And I'm actually looking forward to whatever he does, because I know that, he's picky and has really high standards for the game. That's just the way that he talks about the games that he's playing. So I know that I'll probably enjoy what he's doing.
So that'll be interesting. That'll be really interesting. So I'll circle back to the story in a second, but the whole idea of Dr. Disrespect making his own game is interesting because you hear about people who are really passionate about games who have never been in the trenches of making a game, and then they make a game and it's like the worst thing in the world. There's an example that is out there now. So AEW is a wrestling company that is like the number 2 to WWE. It's a pretty new company. It's about 3 years old. And one of the first things they announced was, look, we're making an AEW video game. And it's going to be like the N64 games where it's, arcade fun style, pick up 2x4s and hit people with it. It's not going to be this like simulation style game that WWE has. And they announced this like 2.5 years ago. People were like, whoa, this is awesome. Can't wait for it. So they put the guy who's in charge of making or of heading up the AEW game is this guy. He's a wrestler named Kenny Omega, and he's a huge gamer, like huge gamer. He comes out into the ring in Final Fantasy attire. Like so many of his entrances have been inspired by video games, Street Fighter stuff. But now that he's actually making a game, there's all these reports around the idea that it's extremely hard to work for him because he doesn't know the ins and outs of game development. The idea that he's like, well, I want to do this. And then he'll come back and be like, well, no, I want to do this. And they're like, well, if you do this, you have to change the entire code and we're going to have to scrap this entire thing. So apparently they've sunk like $20 million into this game. And it's very, still very early on. It's like kind of an alpha product right now. And it's 2.5 years into development of a game that should have taken, about 18 months to develop. So whenever I hear somebody's like, oh, no, that guy's making a game, that's the first thing that always comes to mind is like, oh, well, be careful what you wish for because it's a lot harder than people think it is.
True.
Yep. 100% agreed on that.
Yeah, I did a game making class and I learned how to use Unity, and I've made a couple games. It's not easy. I'm not an artist, so I can't. I have to get sprites. I have to get the different textures and stuff. So I can't like design the art, and art is such a massive part of a game. I mean, gameplay is one thing, and that's coding. And I know what I would want to do, but man, there's so much more to games than people realize. That's why when I see people bitching about games, I'm like, man, like the game companies are actually working on those bugs. They're actually gonna, if you're gonna be able to play it without those bugs soon, because they're actually working on it. Like I came back in the day, if there was a bug in a game, that just existed forever, because they didn't, like Trav said earlier, you know, you get a game and that's it. I have these Game Boy cartridges right here. They'd never gotten an update when they came out. That's the way they came out. Boom, that's it. They're done. They released it.
You worked around the bugs.
People are spoiled.
They weren't bugs. They were. That was just part of the game. They weren't bugs. They were just this game has a little, you know, whatever.
It's a little janky.
Sal the mech guy comes in with the super chat, says Sony had a COD game. It was called Killzone. Too bad they killed it with Shadowfall.
I remember Killzone.
There are all sorts of options, different things they come out.
Man,
but
make a good Division. Like work with did you ever play Division? Oh no, is that Activision actually?
I never played Division.
Oh man,
Division I never did either.
Division 1 was awesome. Division 2, they didn't capture the magic of the first one. Sadly.
It'll be interesting to see kind of what Sony does here, because there's a lot of different options to quote unquote compete with Microsoft in a situation like this. But going back to the story, they said Microsoft might release, and this sounds so paranoid, it's crazy. Microsoft might release a PlayStation version of Call of Duty where bugs and errors emerge only on the game's final level or after later updates. Even if such degradations could be swiftly detected, any remedy would likely come too late, by which time the gaming community would have lost confidence in PlayStation as a go-to venue to play Call of Duty. Like this is in an actual document.
This is so
that sounds
stupid.
petty.
Well, they have such little faith in the gamers. Like they think that people are so stupid that'd be like, wow, this game sucks on Sony, and not realize that there's going to be people on YouTube, on people like the Geeks and Gamers crowd that will probably be like, wow, we've compared. Look, it is shit. Call of Duty is throwing Sony under the bus. Fuck these guys. You know, like, oh, if you have Sony, that sucks. But it's just like, you know what? Don't support Call of Duty. Fuck that company. If they're going to do something as shady as that, that's the angle that we need to take. Like, fine. If you want to play that game, like, you should exploit that, or not exploit it, but expose it rather. Look what they're doing. Look how shady these companies have been to get your money on their platform. That's all they want. You're just money to them. They don't want to make a good game. They just want the money in your pocket in their bank accounts. That's it.
Yeah, and I also think like when you have Call of Duty is benefiting from the mass appeal that it has. It has mass appeal. You can play it on PC, you can play it on multi-platform, and it's always been a big selling point from it. I mean, back in the day when I started playing it, it was Xbox 360 was kind of the system. That was the gamers system at that point in time. Even the PS3 ultimately still outsold it in the long run. Xbox 360 was the gamers system. But if you look at the sales, I mean, I don't know the specific numbers on PS3 versus Xbox 360 in terms of the Call of Duty games, but they both sold a massive amounts, and they have their own little respective communities within. So that mass appeal has always been a really attractive thing. So when you start getting into hurting that mass appeal, I think that will hurt the overall experience for the game when you're trying to make it more exclusive or a better version on this platform or whatever. I think that'll hurt it in the long run.
Did someone just say that Sony did the same thing to Xbox with an MLB game?
Yeah, host said that. I had not heard that. I hadn't heard anything about that, but that's interesting. It's interesting to think about.
Well,
I will say this:
surprising if they're worried about it because projection.
Yeah, exactly, because they did it first, right? Mm-hmm. Super Nate comes in and says, "Jeremy, I've gone down the gamer president rabbit hole and I can't stop." I don't know what that's a reference to, but it sounds good. I will say this: if Sony wants to fire back, let's say that Microsoft and this Activision thing does happen and Call of Duty goes to Microsoft, there is a playback that Sony could make. And this is going to seem kind of radical, but they'd be buying a distressed asset right now that is going through all sorts of shit. But it has a long history in gaming, and it'd be interesting to see Sony go out and acquire Ubisoft. Because they have a lot of titles attached to, think about the Assassin's Creed games, and you turn those into first-person titles on.
There's Division. Yep. Okay,
So-
it's Ubisoft. That's
Mark the Cyborg has said that in the chat.
Dude,
Oh, yeah,
Sony,
there you go.
Please, let's see it. Make a good Division. I like Division. Make a first-person shooter Division game, because it's over the shoulder or third person.
Or think about just Far Cry, like all these games that are Ubisoft titles that they went in and were picked up and acquired by Sony. Like that, there's your chessboard, your chess move. I think that'd be really interesting to kind of see what happens there. But either way, I don't know. Just I'm thinking like a CEO there, just kind of like the counter aspect of things. It's interesting to think about.
Competition's good. Competition's a good thing.
Agreed.
I mean, I've talked about this with the old school wrestling days. What's the best time ever in history of professional wrestling? The Monday Night Wars. When there was actual counter programming, and you're like, wait, okay, WCW's doing a great job this week. WWF's going to have to come back and do a better job, or we're going to keep watching them. Competition is good. So I'm fine with competition. So I would hope that maybe Sony could create something that, like Adam said earlier, that could compete with it. But you never know. But I'm okay with competition. And I think that having top tier titles to represent your system ultimately is a good thing. It's why Nintendo does what they do, and no one can compete with them. They literally have no competitor. Nintendo competes with themselves.
I 100% agree with you.
So
100% agree with you. And we've talked about this before, but if you look at Nintendo's top 10 selling games, none of them are third party. They're all original IPs, which is crazy. Dude comes in, says all Microsoft has to do is point to Minecraft. The experience is the same for all consoles and even has crossplay available. Right.
Yep.
Right. And that's true, because they do own Minecraft right there, which is ridiculous. What they buy Minecraft for, like 2-3 billion, and like I can't even imagine them.
Remember,
That's a bargain at this point.
Minecraft's such a mega gaming franchise. I've tried to play it a few times.
Hate it.
It's not my thing at all.
Same. I can't do it.
You either love it or you hate it.
It was
There's like no between.
It's just
2.5 billion.
I
Yeah.
like crafting games too, and like Valheim was a lot of fun, and 7 Days to Die. Like those two games, you're in a world that you could kind of feel. Like I like the Viking nature of Valheim, and I also like the 7-day post-apocalyptic zombie hordes are coming at you. I don't know. There's something fun about those. Where Minecraft, the graphics are just too
Basic.
yeah, it's just a little too basic. I don't know. There's something about it I'm just not into.
Dungeon says 3 billion, whatever it was billions of dollars, and he says, and Notch kept it all. Notch is somebody I would love to have on this show. I would love to be like, so what have you been doing? Like, so just tell us what you've been up to since you landed in billions of dollars.
It'd be funny if he's just like, I just sit at home and play Minecraft.
Can you imagine?
just play the game I made.
In a jacuzzi or
Yeah.
something. Chilling.
That's pretty funny.
All right, let's go to our next story here. This I saw this morning and I was like, wow, this is like, we were just talking about how these game companies have, how these game companies don't have faith in gamers, but apparently they have a lot of faith in developers, because Epic Games has announced a self-publishing tool for developers, which allows you to release games on Epic Games Store essentially by yourself, and there's some thresholds that you have to do, but they said today we're launching self-publishing at the Epic Games Store. These tools enable developers and publishers to effectively release games, maintain their store presence directly, and reach a growing audience of over 68 million active users. So they said there won't be certain things allowed, like hateful or discriminatory content, pornography, illegal content that infringes on IPs. You don't have the rights to scams, frauds, deceptive behaviors, et cetera, et cetera. And they talked about the game quality. Games must be downloaded, installed, launched, and function consistently with the assets and the descriptions you have provided for the games page. Each Epic deserves the right to reject the games. So, but the idea is that they're allowing people the opportunity to kind of go in and I think this is more of a manpower thing. with Epic Games. There's so many companies are going like, we want our game on this platform, and ultimately, I think this is a very dangerous, slippery slope that they're potentially going down here.
Sounds like a bad idea. Sounds like a bad idea. It sounds like a really bad idea. And, who's the arbiter of what's offensive or whatever? Like, if you want to draw a line in the sand and go, no, adult content, pornography. Okay, yes, that's a clear line in the sand that's being drawn. You can determine what is and isn't that. But when you start talking about things that can't be offensive, what does that mean? Who determines what's offensive and what's not offensive? And when you start opening that up and it's just open to interpretation, then you're giving the freedom to like people to do kind of whatever they want. But then you have this kind of fake rule of things can't be offensive or whatever. It just sounds like a train wreck.
Yeah.
That right there, what you just said, is why I want Turfenstein to still be on Steam, even though I'll never play it, and I think it's a shit game, and they just reskin. They're just getting out their mental anger, but it should still be allowed because look how fucking stupid that shit is. Great, it exists. Move on. Don't fucking support it. But it's like freedom of speech. It's the same kind of slippery slope. As soon as whoever starts censoring, they're the bad guys. Whoever it is, I don't care who it is.
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's a cool thing with like, who knows, man. The next big thing could come out of this, and that's probably what Epic Games is looking for.
True.
They're looking for things to invest in. This game looks like this could be the next Minecraft or the next Fortnite, and so you see something, and then they get involved. You know what I mean? So
that's what I was gonna say. It's a kind of a double-edged sword. Like all those things that you guys were saying are true, and it could be very dangerous. But then, like for example, in Warcraft 3, back when they had custom maps, Dota and League of Legends literally came from Warcraft 3 from custom maps. And so these games that made them billions of dollars came from some guy creating a map and making a game. You know what I mean?
Well, to go a step further, the entire battle royale genre came from a mod, and somebody making a mod of a game. So, 100%. Jeremy, did you see the Turfenstein story the other day? Are you familiar with this?
I'm not.
So Turfenstein is a game that's on Steam right now, and it's we talked about this the other day, but it is a short retro first-person shooter game about escaping a gender fascist concentration camp. Unleash your pent-up fury upon gender-critical tyrants with an arsenal of deadly weapons and
you
tactics.
covered this about the way you led in on it. You led in it one way.
Yes,
right.
You try to present it one way, and then you flipped it. I did see it. I didn't put the two and two together with the name. So yes. I did see you cover this yesterday.
This was
a
interesting
beautiful
to see.
lead in. That was a beautiful lead in that you did with that.
Thank you.
Well,
Appreciate
and
it.
it made the people who would normally deny and justify actually think about it.
Yeah,
I don't think they watch our show.
No, they don't watch the show. They don't watch the show. And if they do, they're upset that I led.
No, if they did, they don't anymore.
But with that said, I do think that it's going to so Turfenstein is a great example. Would Turfenstein be allowed on the Steam setup? Because the Epic Games Store. Because in this it says that they do not allow for hateful content, right?
Yeah.
Hateful or discriminatory content. That's clearly hateful or discriminatory content. The term hateful and discriminatory, even pornography is up for debate in this weird, crazy 2023. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
I'm sorry, I gotta push back on this one.
Please.
It depends on what side of the aisle that you're. Now, I'm not gonna get into the politics of this all, but it depends on what side of the aisle that you're on, whether it's considered hateful and defamatory. I mean, one side, you could literally say anything you want and get away with it. But if you're on the other side, Jeremy, you know this.
I definitely know this.
I know you know
this.
You can't say anything. And
Right.
anything you do say will be misinterpreted, taken out of context, and used against you to make all the people on the other side of the aisle call you all the things that they're claiming that you're not allowed to say. It's a very interesting societal thing that's happening nowadays.
Agreed.
It'll be interesting to watch and see and break down. Because like you guys are saying, if it's okay on one side, it should be okay on the other side. You want equality, no censorship. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, this
Well-
is the whole thing I've been having a problem with that we've been talking about when we talk about these issues is hypocrisy. I just can't tolerate it.
Well, we've look. I've been preaching this for years. The idea of if you have a bar, the bar is there for everybody. You know, and it's not just if the bar's not here for some people. The bar needs to, it can't be here for some people and some here for other people. It's a bar. That's it. You want to cross the bar or cross the line, then that's fine. But
You like them or not, right?
right. All right. Well, speaking of things that you can and cannot say, I did want to kind of touch. Well, I'll say we'll get to that in just a second. But J10 came in with the super chat. Says Side Scroller Crew, can you guys try and get John CJG and the RB and the Chief creator on the show? He's a cool and interesting dude. I would love to get the RB and the Chief guy on the show. Do you guys remember RB and the Chief, the show from way back in the day? It was like one of the first machinimas way back.
I liked Arby's. Arby's sandwiches were good.
I was gonna say, isn't that a restaurant or some food
That's all I got.
brand or whatever?
It's RB is for Arbiter.
You've never had
Arbiter in
Arby's,
Halo.
Jeremy?
No. I'm saying I'm not familiar with this Arby's and the guy that was in the super
So
chat.
you know the
Obviously,
Arby's.
Of course,
You know
I know Arby's. Yes.
Arby's.
Yes.
Dang it.
Yes. Arby's is amazing. My God, I might actually go have Arby's today now, just because you said that.
Let's go. Get some of that Arby's sauce. Let's go.
Yeah, Arby's sauce makes everything better. Everything.
I think it's horrid, but
I gotta leave the show now. I cannot be
No, you do not. Travis does. Travis is out. Travis is off the show. Listen, if I was to tier rank condiments, all right, I'm just telling you this right now. If I was tier ranking condiments, Arby's sauce would be top 3. Arby's sauce is a phenomenal sauce.
What's the other two on the top 3?
Probably barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce is up there. And
Raising Cane sauce. I don't know if you've had Raising Cane sauce. Oh,
No, I don't know
yeah,
that one.
not my favorite.
Oh, it's
I've
good.
been thoroughly enjoying sriracha mayo lately. I love that stuff. Put that on everything. Just
Man,
I like spicy. It's got a nice creaminess to it, and it's delicious.
I see Chick-fil-A sauce a lot, man. Yeah, that's kind of like
Their honey roasted barbecue sauce is amazing.
I like
Yeah.
your
Oh, you
onion.
guys made me eat. You told me to order something with a honey barbecue, whatever it was.
Yes.
It was
I
good.
just,
It was
I
good,
gotta
too.
say, I liked his onion night profile picture. Nice, good shit.
Love that. All right, let's go into. I did want to touch on this one because this was interesting. You guys everybody saw this. We talked about this. The TMNT Mutant Mayhem the other day. This thing dropped the other day, and then there was the controversy attached to this. But I wanted to give Jeremy the floor to talk about his public beef with Angry Joe.
Oh yeah, I saw something going on. I don't know anything about this, so.
Well, so I'll say this.
He's stretching.
I've known Joe for a long time. Joe got his start on that guy with the glasses, like when Screw Attack was still around, and Joe was one of like their big studs back over there. And Joe, I've talked to Joe a couple times in person. I wouldn't say we're like friends by any means. But he's always been nothing but nice to me whenever I've been around Joe. But obviously, like, politics is something that's never really been discussed. But it's amazing how these things in culture and politics have become the forefront of all discussions nowadays. So with that said, there was a Twitter discussion the other day about after the trailer drops. And Joe said, any of you genuinely want to explain and help me understand why April O'Neil can't be black in her 7th iteration? DDayCobra, Eric July. Just tell me why straight up so we can all understand instead of taking it personal when I call out weirdos and throw a fit when this happens. Which I'd say I would like for you to read this in your voice, because I think this is like one of the most eloquent, well put ways you can possibly like shut down the idea of like, well, why? And you put this together, and you have indeed ratioed him with the like to dislike, or the like thing. So please, the floor is yours, Jeremy.
I appreciate that. Yeah, so I wanted to give him a pretty in-depth response because I knew there would be a lot of eyes on it. And I kind of wanted to give it a general kind of idea about where I think we're coming from. There's obviously a lot of nuance within that, but I thought this is a good overarching kind of way we've approached it from our content over the years. So I said it's something we've covered as individuals many times on our channels and giving our perspectives. It's not as simple as April can't be black. No one has ever said a person can't be black or we can't have black people or non-white people in media. That's not something any of us have said. We have seen consistent efforts to tokenize established white characters by changing their race, gender, sexual orientation in the name of diversity and representation from Hollywood. It's not only disrespectful to the already established characters, it's also disrespectful to the race, gender of the people they claim they want represented. Stop thinking black people need a white person's hand-me-down character. Give black people or all non-white people respectable characters and build them from the ground up, like Isom, Ripa's creation. It takes time and hard work. Establishing something takes time. Now, what I mean by that is people didn't just wake up one day and Batman existed. Batman was created a long time ago, and it took him a long time to get to the point where he became the coolest guy in comics. Batman was cringy and memey and funny and goofy back in the day. Then the Michael Keaton Batman came along and started to change the idea of what Batman was. So that fan base was grown over decades and decades of different iterations and evolving of that character. And so I said, for some reason, Hollywood doesn't seem to think that black people deserve their own characters. It's fucking bullshit. Blade is one of the greatest comic book films ever made, and it's widely ignored these days. Now, I don't think it's widely ignored by fans. I believe it's widely ignored by the media. The media wants to tell you that Black Panther is the first comic book film ever with black people in it. No, it's not. Blade exists. Multiple Blade films exist, and they're awesome, especially that first one.
The first one, man. Oof.
Yes.
So good.
So this is a lot deeper than characters can't be black. Nobody thinks that. As much as you and I disagree on a lot of things, I'll at least give you credit for asking questions. And that's kind of the gist of it.
Yeah,
you know?
usually when somebody asks a question like that,
Fucking nailed it, man.
It's a target, and they're trying to get you. You know what I mean? And I think you nailed that response right on the head.
Jeremy freaking took off his gauntlet and freaking smacked him across the face. That was glorious.
Most eloquent thing I've ever heard from Jeremy.
95% of the time, I'm a sarcastic douchebag on Twitter, and I mean to say stuff that I know these weirdos are gonna get mad over and scream and cry. And so, every now and then I'll actually come out there and drop some knowledge and drop some information. And I feel like this is a good opportunity to do that. I've been watching Angry Joe for a long time, and we had several interactions on Twitter yesterday, a lot. And, this all started because he screenshot some tweets from some of my friends, Eric July, Melanie Mack, Gabe El Taib, who's the artist for the Rippaverse, part of Comicsgate. And so he screenshotted these tweets, and he basically painted a narrative that they were either racist or they were potentially into children. And that's not a good thing to do. Now, Rippa made a response, and I made a similar response years ago towards some of these Star Wars YouTubers, where I basically said, like, one of these days we're going to cross paths. We're going to be at a convention, and I'm going to confront you. No threats, nothing like that. It's like just a simple, we're going to have a man-to-man conversation about the shit you're saying about me. Rippa did the same thing. Joe responded. And I got involved with it. Just, Rip was my boy, so I'm going to, be there to have his back. And then Joe responded to me a couple times. I will say at this point in time, and I said this on Cobra Cast last night, at this point in time, where we are is that Joe has reached out to me privately. What has been discussed privately at this point in time, I will keep private because we've had a good conversation. We've had a nice little back and forth. I can't tell you where it's going to ultimately lead, but he came at me respectfully. I responded respectfully. He then responded, and he basically said, wow, that's a really nice response. Thank you. And then it led to more conversations. So we'll see where the conversation leads. But I'm not going to give him heat right now. I'm not going to respond anymore publicly. So give him time. He is, for who he probably, whether he knows me or didn't know me before yesterday, I've known Joe for a long time. So I'm talking to someone that I've been watching for a long time, and he's kind of a YouTube OG. who the person he's talking to, regardless if he knows me or doesn't know me, the people that hate me are in his mentions just screaming all kind of stuff about me right now. The fact that he's even talking to me is a huge, step forward in my opinion. So we're going to see where it ultimately ends up. So,
well, I honestly think that you did such a good job at answering the question. And this is what I was talking about the other day, how woke people, in my mind, woke means you're so entrenched in your values, you don't realize that you're doing these things that you would normally be against. And he like that, for example, he didn't even consider that would be your answer. You know what I mean? And that's why I think, well, that's the perfect answer. Something he didn't consider, something he wouldn't think about, and it's right.
Yeah.
I'm more upset they made her fat. I don't understand that.
Ugly.
Yeah, why they make her ugly?
Says talking? You mean like mature people on the internet? That's impossible, right? And
that's possible?
Right. Well, and I think that's probably the biggest thing here is having a conversation is sometimes the hardest thing to do on the internet. This is something that has been shown ever since 2016 or so. There's been this great divide where people have no interest in having conversations, and the idea that if it's April O'Neil in the new TMNT movie that brings conversation, that's fine. The fact that it's happening is a wonderful thing. And, whether he learns something or you learn something, the idea is that we've gotten so far away from having discussion. Like I said, I've had friends who are no longer friends who don't want to tell me why I'm such a bad person, but they think I'm a bad person now. Like they won't even discuss that with me. So, because I need to do, I need to think for myself or something on, okay. But the idea is that they don't even want to have the discussion about these things. So I think that's really great.
A lot of the times it's a downward spiral because someone might say something with good intentions, but the other person is reading the text and doesn't hear the inflections of what they're pushing, like which certain words. It could be sarcasm, it doesn't matter. But the other person is going to read it in the mood that they're in. If they're angry, they're going to read it as though you said it angry, or they might just want that to be angry against like, all right, well, they clearly mean this, so now I'm gonna say something even worse, and then it just the back and forth, and then no one can really understand what anyone's actually saying. It's only their own perception of what people are saying. You can't having a conversation online, it's not a real conversation. We're having a real conversation right now because you can actually hear the way that I'm talking about something. I can hear how much you're emphasizing a certain word as if to imply it's a joke or sarcasm, which is really important because, there's a lot of sassy people out there, and I like sarcasm. I'm a sarcastic son of a bitch. Like I'll layer it on thick, especially when someone can dish it out as much as they can take it. Like Jeremy down here.
Adam,
like
me and Adam get along good for that.
Look at this shithead down here. Look at he's probably pissed. Like he's probably pissed that I'm teabagging him right now.
Yeah, no. What I'm pissed that I can't feel them because they're so small.
I'm teabagging you right. I want you to know.
Do you guys need a minute?
That's because Craig made me sell him to Africa to get on the show.
Hey, listen, we all knew you had no sack to begin with, Adam. It's all right. There you go.
It was a skateboarding accident, Jeremy. Thanks for bringing that up.
I will say this. I think you're 100% right, Adam. And I think anybody who, if they want to know something about that situation, just ask a mod. If you've ever moderated online, you know exactly what that means. People take stuff out of context constantly.
Yes, all the time, nonstop. M. Fredder came in and gifted 5 subs over on YouTube, over on Twitch. Thank you so much, M. Fredder. Greatly appreciate that. That is great. Nice. And Big Top came in with a $5 direct donation. Says, just wanted to say, hey yo, and I'm also a big fan. I'm also a big Turtles fan, and hope this new Turtles doesn't hurt the franchise as a whole.
Yo.
Okay. Nice. Wow. That's very Scott Hall.
Real hey yo,
Hey yo.
That was good.
Rich came in with the $5 super chat. Says, have you seen the Guardians of the Galaxy poster? New thing is to make women look less feminine / sexy, like the new TMNT with April as well.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys ever find April O'Neil sexy?
Yeah.
The movies.
In the first movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. But you were
Yeah.
also
Hey.
what, 10 when you saw it?
Yeah.
Hey, man,
Something like
I've
that.
heard a lot of kids. It was their like first sexual awakening or whatever was April, but not me. Of course, I'm gay. So.
Well, I mean, with April, it's like she's just fun and relatable at her core. You know what I mean? And so a fun, relatable character at her core. Obviously, she's attractive and things like that. But the point of making April O'Neil, this new version, fat, is to get her to be shamed, because then you like Melanie Mac, the picture Melanie Mac posted of what April could have looked like. That would have been an April that probably would have went over very well with fans. Even though she was black, she was cute, she was bubbly, she looked like she had a great personality. Like, that would have been a character that would have connected with people, you know? And there's no reason to do that, because you want to, look, like, who wouldn't find that version of April like, okay, that looks cool, fun. I mean, I'm not happy with the race changes. I think race changes are disrespectful and irrelevant. But if we're just trying to take a step back and just go, here's what is going on and here's why they're doing what they're doing, it's in order to get that criticism. So that's it. Yeah, because like I said, if that was the April O'Neil, that would be a far better received version.
Well,
not
you know what I mean?
not Frumpalumpagus.
Right. You
Yes.
can't tell me she doesn't look black, because whatever that means, but
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The thing that I saw in the chat was really funny. It was April O'Neil. Not April O'Neil.
That's the best. April O'Neil is the best. Yeah.
Who said that? I need to know.
That came from Tuesday night's main event. Somebody in our chat made it, so then we started signal boosting it on main event. I don't know who but it's a great meme. So April O'Neil, holy crap.
Magic in it.
So good. That's so good.
Bravo, whoever did that, whoever came up with that.
Pretty outstanding. Well, we'll certainly keep an eye on this this ongoing saga between you and Angry Joe and over April O'Neil. Love it.
That's wild.
It is. The internet's a wild place, isn't it? I'll tell you what.
Yes.
You just toss something out there and it becomes a hand grenade.
It's the new human hive brain that we're still learning how to adjust our society to accept the new nodes that are firing, because humans aren't designed to have this much exposure to all other humans. We've never had it, as far as we know, anyway. And society's not still, I don't think, ready for it. Some people are, but as a whole, people's lives are being just taken over by the internet, and it's not a good thing.
100%. Yeah, 100%. But there's always good things to laugh about, which we're going to get to in just a second. But before we do, if you guys are new, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. If you guys are tuning in for the first time over on YouTube, we greatly appreciate it. We are live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. If you guys would like for a place to hang out on your lunch break, or when you're getting up in the morning, or hanging out in the evening over in Europe, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We'd love to see you on a day-to-day basis. Really appreciate that. And of course, the follow button over on Twitch. All right. You guys want to end with a little bit of giggles?
Yes.
Because
A little bit.
this was shared with me.
A lot of it?
Listen, there's so much here. There's so much in this clip. This is a 6-second clip that was shared with me last night on stream, and I wanted to share this with you guys today, because I laughed for probably 10 minutes at this clip, and there's so much to dissect here. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to share the screen, and I just want to get you all's first impressions. The title of this is simply, this is a 6-second video. It says Kurt cocked jump through table from second floor stairs into table. That's the title of this video.
Say it again?
You just watch it. You'll be all right. Here we go.
No, 5 times fast.
Yeah.
Kirk cock jumped through table from second floor. I can't even.
That's you just repeating it. I want to hear it faster.
Kirk cock jumped through tables, through the second floor table, into the stairs table. Kirk cock jumped through the. Okay, I don't even know what a cock jump is, but just check this out. Here we go. Ready? This is Kirk cock jumping through table of second floor.
Hold on. I want to try it. Wait, I got it right. Kirk cock jumps through the table at the second floor and stairs to the table. Fuck, it's tough.
It's tough.
Pretty good. It was.
I think that's three times though. That was me going 3. All right, go. You can
here we go. Ready? Can you guys hear it?
Oh!
Ooh. Oh, I've seen this.
Okay. Some people say this is fake. Look at Criggler laughing. There's
I'm
so
not
much here.
laughing.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No, that
Just-
looks pain. I don't enjoy people getting hurt videos.
Well,
Like
he's
those-
not because watch, he got right up.
Bro,
What is wrong with him? He just nosedived.
So there's
me-
a thing going on called Borg drinking, and it is like kids mixing shit tons of liquor with electrolytes and water and shit. And apparently, the college, one of them had 26 calls in one night from them drinking. This is what this guy is doing. He's like blackout Borg drunk.
Well,
How do you know that was a name? It was just drinking mixed drinks.
so watch this guy take the dive, and then I want you to listen to the scream this guttural yell that he screams as he comes through. I'm going to turn the music off real quick. Just listen to the scream as soon as he makes contact. That's what made me laugh so much. Just listen. And his friends giggling over here. Here we go.
I still think he was like trying to kill himself because like you could break your neck doing that.
Of course you can.
Wild. That was
Of course you can.
wild.
yeah.
But his
Wild.
I'm not
is
a
like,
fan.
oh, you're not. Well, listen. I just want you to listen to the because I'm going to make it a sound clip on the show. Just listen.
Is,
Here you go.
but is it him that's doing it or someone else?
No, it's definitely him. Here you go. Quiet. Here we go.
I'm
go.
shocked he was able to do that.
Okay, ready? Here it is, right here.
It sounds like that
That's
death
like-
sound that everyone uses, like in Star Wars
Yeah.
and everything. What's that name? I forget. But
You're
it was
so
like,
right.
The Willem
Wilhelm
scream.
scream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that one.
Yeah.
Nailed it,
Now,
lads.
Adam, now would be a perfect time for you to play your Dark Souls death sound as that guy hits this. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this in. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this in unison as he dives on in real quick. Okay, here we go. All right, you ready?
You got to pull it back up again.
It's oh okay. Hold on. Sorry, my fault. Here we go. Ready? I mean, it works. There we go.
I'll say this. He
This is what I
would
want to
be,
play, though.
the guy would have been fairly attractive, but if you're stupid enough to run and dive off a second,
I've seen some
Into-
crazy shit.
yeah,
Some
like-
dude I knew took a toaster and just smacked it against his head and put a big dent in it. Why? Because he was drunk.
That's right.
He broke
college.
the toaster.
what do you learn at school in America? This.
It wasn't
right,
even
good.
America.
I got a funny clip I can show you real quick if that's
Oh,
cool.
please.
So
Please.
this is
That was
this
weird.
right here is it's within the Mario Kart world. So this is a meme from a YouTube channel. And essentially what this is what it feels like to play Mario Kart when your friend has a blue shell and you're in first.
Do
And
you have
know
the screen?
blue shell, yeah, you know the blue shell's coming.
Something you know
And-
all too well, huh, Jeremy?
Yeah, you know the blue shell's coming, and then your friend reacts as he passes you. Here we go.
Oh no.
Jeremy every time.
I
That's,
love this.
that's from that movie I was telling you about. You gotta see. Jeremy, did you see that movie
Which one?
with Nick Cage and this guy?
Oh,
And
Pedro
he-
Pascal?
Yeah, Pedro Pascal
don't think I've
like
seen this.
hires him to come to his birthday party.
I don't think
And
I've
he-
seen that one.
Oh, dude, man, no one's seen it. It's so funny.
Yeah, this
That's
is such a perfect
definitely worth
scene
it.
though. It's
Run
such a
it again.
perfect scene, So
Run
all
it
right,
again. I gotta see that.
Emotions
Here we
are
go.
wonderful, aren't they?
Here we go.
I'll tell you this, man. I have no problem. Like Nick Cage is just we need to have a shrine for Nick Cage mentions on this show because he's
Yes.
such an
Here's-
amazing.
I don't want to tell you. I was about to say something, but I can't. I don't want to spoil the movie. You guys just have to see the movie.
You know
I mean,
that
anything with
meme
Nick
that-
Cage, I'm down.
Yeah,
You know
watch
that-
the movie. Go watch it.
Especially
That meme
recently.
with like Nick Cage and he's like making that face where it's like or whatever it was. I used to have that like under like the little peephole on my door in my in college to look through it and be like, who is it? And it was just Nick Cage going,
Can you imagine? That's great.
Love it. Love it. Well, this was really fun. I'd say this, I put this out yesterday on Twitter. I said I love side scrollers every day. I laugh. Every day I laugh. Every day I have fun. Every day I smile, and almost every day Adam leaves with a smile on his face, which is a big accomplishment. So I think that's a very, very big deal. Very big.
Well,
deal.
I was kicked out yesterday with a freaking frown on my face, so it was bullshit. Cheaters.
I know.
No, just Craig. Craig's a cheater. We weren't.
What are you talking about?
Correct. Right. Sorry. No. Glad I was talking about Jason. Because he's the one who put it together.
But Craig was all like, "Oh, I don't know this. I don't remember this."
I didn't
know that he was going to do my answers. I love Mario. I'm grateful for the Mario Day coming up. This is great.
I love that you're getting blamed so much, and I was the one communicating with.
Right, that's the thing. I was over here, the snake in the grass.
Labs, we now have proof. It is cheaters, plural.
No, listen.
Trav was in on it.
Yep.
Trav was the freaking snake in the grass the whole time over here. He was the one coordinating with Jason. I had no communication. What is this nonsense?
Oh shit!
You chose to play the game. You knew you had an advantage, Craig.
No, I didn't.
As soon as he asked the question, you were like, "Oh, yes."
Well, it's like him saying, "What is 2 + 2?" I'd be like, "Got it." It's I
don't know, man. It is 2023. I'm just saying.
No, true.
Adam, I'll tell you this. Adam, Blabs, if you watched my videos, you would know too.
Yeah, let me just memorize all your lists. And be like, oh yeah.
Let me be the decider. Let me be the decider. So it was Craig's top 5 Mario games, right? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, was Mario Galaxy in the top 5?
No.
Then it is a wrong list. It's a terrible list. It's objectively wrong. Craig doesn't know what he's talking about, and he should be canceled. Give the show to Adam or Blabs at this point in time.
Blabs, should we do the show together? You want to do this?
Yeah, there we go. Hey,
thank you for joining Side Scrollers, Jeremy. Seriously, that was a lot of fun.
Hey, yeah. I don't take out the trash. I
don't really want you to come back. But I guess the audience might like you.
It looks like you got punched. It looked like
shit. Did I get frozen?
Yeah.
It's Craig's fault.
Like Craig punched you.
Craig did it. He's in the background. He's fucking with my stream. No. Oh, seriously though, if you got someone who's trying to bring you down, don't let him. You gotta go get it.
It's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin.
Craig's having fun in the background. Man, seriously, it is a lot of fun. And Jeremy, it's great having you here. You gotta come back, man. Really love streaming with you.
Man, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm just happy that I got Craig out of here. Any disrespect towards Super Mario Galaxy?
he was waiting for it. Bye, Jeremy. It was great to have you. See you next time.
That was good. So, no, it's been a lot
Craig,
of fun.
come back. Go on.
I love this show. I've been watching it, and now look at him. Look at him. That's the face
Do you
of a
need
man
a
that
hug?
disrespected Super Mario Galaxy right
You need
there.
a hot beverage and a
Do
smile.
you need a hug, Craig?
He froze
Craig,
again.
wait, you know what we can do, Craig? Damn it, am I frozen again?
Yeah.
Why the hell do I keep freezing now? I blame Craig. Craig's doing it.
Fault. Everything.
It's true.
So Side Scroller Nation, I want you to harass Craig until he goes back and plays through Mario Galaxy 1, just so he can appreciate the greatness. Finally,
I love it. It's in my top 10. What are you getting on?
Disrespect.
Wait, Jeremy.
You want to mention being on Legal Mindset?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be on Legal Mindset show tonight. So he's already got a link and everything. So he's from the LawTube side of YouTube. First time I've been on his show, so that's gonna be awesome. So
The link's
It's
in the
hilarious.
chat, guys.
Mhm.
Amazing stuff. Before we roll out real quick.
Adam?
Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to ask real quick, where would you put Mario Galaxy on the top 5 Mario or top 10? Whatever. Top Marios. Second. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what's
first? Mario World. Super Mario World's first.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That was second on his list also.
What did he? Probably had 3. He probably had Super
Mario
3.
35 or something.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
No.
I know. I said Mario World and it was second. I'm like, what's better than Mario World?
I don't even think Mario 35 should count on that list. It's not a Mario game. It's like
Craig is gonna eat you.
So wait, Trav, are you saying that his score should be disqualified?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Because that is a incorrect list.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Blabs, I need you on my side here, Blabs. We can overrule Craig right now.
Yeah.
So you're
I'll see
disqualifying
that.
his point? You're disqualifying his points. I won!
Blabs left. Oh no!
She said she already said
no,
it before
Blabs.
you kicked her out. It was too late.
No, Blabs left. She said, "I'm done with this nonsense." I'll translate for her. It's insane. It's crazy. But look at this. Look at this. Tom Barry Master came in. So with the $25 super chat, says great stream, leaving with a smile on my face. Awesome to see you on here, Jeremy. Yeah, it was super fun. It was great. You know what wasn't great was having Blabs on.
I'm here all the time.
I know.
I'm the reigning champion. I'm the reigning side scrollers champion.
Oh Lord.
Not the other times though. I should have won, and you know.
I won every single contest so far.
Not even fairly. Hashtag Blab should have
All
won.
right, kick Blabs out again.
Man, what are you talking about? Christopher came in with the $5 super chat. Says Adam's going to bring back Evil Craig. Very, very, very strong possibility of that. With that said, it is time to get out of here. Twitch, we'll see you guys later. If you guys want to head over to patreon.com/sidescrolls, we're going to continue for a few more minutes with our post show. Looking forward to that. So Twitch, we're getting out of here. See you later, Twitch. Bye-bye. And YouTube guys, thank you very much for being a part of our day. Really appreciate you guys and all the super chats today. Genuinely appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. But with that said, we're now going to head over there. If you guys are new, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button once again. Greatly appreciate it as we grow just a little bit more every single day in our attempt to change the gaming space for the better. We'll see you guys later over on patreon.com. Jeremy, thank you again. You guys go subscribe to Geeks and Gamers and, of course, the DDayCobra channel right now.
Thank you, guys.
And